Brian, just how much better and more complete do you think this roster is now at 6:23 today as opposed to a couple of days ago?
We've improved the team, we believe. We tried to address the areas of need. We've added to the bullpen. We've improved the position player group as well, giving our manager more choices. To play matchup and so whether it's we're facing left-handed pitching, he's got some choices to play with some right-handed bats we've imported with Rosario and Slater. We have obviously with Jose Caballero, we got a nice athletic infielder that he can, that can defend and pinch run, at a high level. So that's a nice weapon of choice. He's certainly got more arms to mix and match with out of the pen, with the new additions as well. And obviously we solidified third base with Ryan McMahon. So I think we've addressed a lot of areas of need to try to give us the best shot we can take.
You guys did not add a starting pitcher. Just how confident are you in the group that you have right now? And what kind, if you could take us through what kind of, what were you looking to do in that market, before the deadline?
Yeah, we try to improve every aspect of the club, and this is, what we have to show for those efforts. We certainly knocked on many doors regarding potential starting pitching, but obviously we weren't able to match up in that category, and that's all I got there.
And were you guys in on Alcantara?
Well, we had a lot of conversations with a lot of different places. But again, this is what we have to show for those efforts.
Cash, there was some reporting earlier today that Spencer Jones was basically untouchable. Is that at all accurate? And if so, how do you view him in your future moving forward?
Spencer's had a great year, and again, he's honored his draft position when we took him. When Damon Oppenheimer made that selection, and he's really done an amazing job. As he's closed the gap on his development to the big leagues. That is in his future. But answering the question about untouchable versus not, I would just say some players are more touchable than others. But we certainly are have always been excited by his potential, and it's really a pleasure to see him put together the year he's having. Is pretty exciting stuff, and looking forward to watching that journey continue. But I would just answer it there. Some guys were more touchable than others, rather than declare who was untouchable and who wasn't untouchable and what reasons why and stuff. We made some tough decisions to part with some really quality baseball players and people to try to improve this major league team. And so hopefully, those calls were hopefully going to benefit us, and we'll see.
What do you think of the moves that were made to try to improve your team here at the deadline?
Yeah, excited. And going back to the start of it with McMahon and then Ahmed and Austin, and now obviously the additions today, and just saw Caballero in our clubhouse. So that was a little odd. I saw him actually hugging people over there in the eighth.
Did you know that you had traded for him?
I knew we were like in closing or definitely in the picture, so I figured maybe that was the case, but I wasn't sure. And then coming in and obviously during the rain delay, I knew about Bird and Bednar, and knew there was a chance at Doval too. So, love what they were able to do. Think we're a better club today than yesterday, and certainly today than we were last week. And now we know what we were going with and what we got, and onward.
You mentioned seeing Caballero. Did you have a chance to talk to him there in the clubhouse?
I talked to him for a second, yeah.
What'd you say?
So we've had some battles, but I like your game. So I think he brings a lot to the table, and I think he's going to be a very useful player for us. Is just a lot of different things he can do on a diamond, and provide a lot of flexibility, a lot of position flexibility, the ability to run. scrappy, tough players. So really excited to add him to the mix.
When you look at the bullpen now with the additions, especially of multiple guys that are capable of closing, how do you see yourself positioning that back end of the bullpen?
Yeah, we'll see. Let's get them all there, have those conversations, and I know we got 3 high quality arms to add to our pen, and feel like we have some real depth down there now, and we'll let it shake out now over the next couple days.
Bednar and Bird had already come down, so what was the reaction from your guys?
I don't know. I actually talked to Bednar and Bird right before I went back out. So I don't know entirely what everyone's reaction. And then we were in the game, so I don't know what everyone's reaction was.
What was your reaction?
Excited, yeah. Starting with Bednar, I've been pounding the table a little bit with the group for a while now with him, and feel like he's obviously in the middle of a great year.
Brendan, to the right.
Understanding that you guys are waiting for it to shake out, you know these players and you know how you guys operate at the back of the bullpen. Do you anticipate going by committee for a while?
Not necessarily. Devin's throwing the ball so well right now, and obviously he had a tough one the other night, but he's been pretty awesome for a while. The reality is we have a number of guys that are, I feel, more than capable of getting the final 3 out. So we'll see as we go and kind of match that up. But, I feel like in Devin we have a great closer. And now I feel like, shortening the game's been a little bit of a challenge for us, over the last month and a half with some of the injuries we've had. And, I know we got some high-powered guys now to go with what's already a pretty good flock of guys too.
And how relieved are you, I guess would be the word, to not have to give up your top prospects, guys you hear a lot about, a guy like Spencer Jones?
Yeah, I think, it feels to me like we were able to bring in a lot of impactful people or complementary people that are going to help our team get better while also maintaining a lot of the integrity of our farm system too, that I think has taken a big step this year, frankly. So that's encouraging.
Gary.
You said you've been pounding the table for Bednar now for a while. What specifically about him do you like?
Great stuff. Has obviously has closed a lot in his career, has been through some struggles in his career, even recently, and come out the other side, probably even a better, more refined pitcher, but it's, dominant stuff. It's great fastball, curveball split, gets both handed out, has dominated lefties this year as well as righties. So I think he is a little battle tested, with a lot of success, an all-star in the league, an all-star as a reliever, and also fallen down, when he's gotten to the top. And, I think when you go through things like that over the course of your career and you come out and you're a little more refined and a little bit better, hopefully we're getting him at that point in his career.